if this doesn't stink, Farouk Bajwa and Co will no longer have conduct of this case. Farouk Bajwa and Co solicitors will cease to trade on the 31st of March 2020. So this law firm, who are under investigation by the Solicitors Regulation Authority, who maybe they're jumping before they're pushed, Dr. Farouk Bajwa will have no ongoing role and indeed will cease to be a solicitor from the 31st of March. It's like, come on then. But all of his staff, so they're closing down their company, and all of his staff will go over to Burlington Legal. So basically what looks like rebadging. Rebadges, this doesn't show the corruption and slippery snakes that they are. They're under investigation for sending people to threaten to murder my children. Okay? You wouldn't have heard that from any journalist, other than probably Rutley or Russia Today. No other British journalist will tell you that extremists were sent, like children were evacuated and never been back to their home. Yeah? And now the solicitors firm's closing down and the main solicitor is no longer a solicitor whilst he's under investigation, but the media will not report that. So now I'm waiting, because you can't trust a word they say, for Burlington's Legal, which we'll see if they're a real firm or if they're just another outfit rebranded and rebadged, if they're Dr. Farouk Bajwa and Co under a new name, or Mohammed Akanji's group under a new name, because I still face the same situation. It says in here that Dr. Farouk Bajwa's staff will work for Burlington's. Now my issue is that Dr. Farouk Bajwa's staff gave my children's home address to extremists to threaten to kill them. So I'm not willing to give children's details to anyone that will put them in danger. And simply it's already proven, there's evidence that they work with far left violent organisations who threaten to murder children. So, do you know how much bills they put in for their side of today? £33,000. They put in 33 grand costs. That's their cost, not mine. Like, as I say, Burlington will take over this case, and I'll say it again. They ain't getting no costs. They ain't getting a penny off me. I mean, it's like, I'm building up all this. It's politically motivated. It's a complete publicity stunt by Mohammed Akanji. If anyone's using a young child, it's him using Jamal's case for his own benefit. Everything I said that day, if I'm a journalist, if someone comes up to me and a story is being portrayed about a young boy called Bailey who was driven to suicide, he tried to kill himself, yeah? The whole country jumped on this bandwagon of this poor Syrian refugee. The poor Syrian refugee and horrible English Bailey, the bully, yeah? It wasn't the truth. I went, I spoke to multiple mums, I spoke to dinner ladies, I spoke to families, all of them gave me a completely different situation to what the media was telling us. I pride myself on giving people the reality of the situation. So what I did was I made videos and I reported it. I was told to remove those. What's that? Cheers, man. Thanks, bro. I was told to remove the videos. Basically tried to intimidate us into silence, and I think that if I rolled on this, I'll be rolling on all of them. So I have to make a stand and just, if it's the truth, it's the truth. What I reported what I was told. Oh, so tired of courts, man.
As usual, a very frustrating time in court. 7 lawyers feasting off the case. Lawfare at its worst. I've never seen it so bad. After sitting through the court, Tommy huddled with his lawyers. Then we went out for lunch and we talked about it. Here's how that went. Court's over. I had lunch with Tommy. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the case. My friends, I found it very frustrating. It was a 1-hour procedural hearing on the meaning of the defamatory words. Let's talk about what happened today a little bit. I don't want you to give away any, solicitor-client privilege.
£50,000 that cost today. 25 grand my side, 33 grand their side. For what? You've sat there for what?
Yeah.
It's total fraud, man, the whole thing. But what come out today was that I was refusing to give the child witnesses names to that law firm. They're folding the law firm. So Farouk Bajwa and Co, the company that sent someone to my children's home, the company that my wife is suing, has ceased to exist next week. Dr. Farouk Bajwa, the lawyer, is no longer a lawyer. He's leaving the UK. And they're under investigation by the Solicitors Regulation Authority. It just stinks of everything they're like. They're just so slippery. And I don't know, but you've seen it. The whole thing is frustrating just because It is lawfare.
Yeah. I just want to explain a little bit about that shutting down of the law firm. This law firm commissioned someone to serve the lawsuit on you, but instead of sending a normal courier or a messenger, they sent an Antifa madman.
Antifa extremist.
Who threatened your family. Here's a quick look at that video.
He loves it. And on that note, see, on that happy note. Oh, by the way, Tommy, I am gonna mince your kids, mate.
So you, or maybe your wife or your family or someone, filed a complaint with the professional body overseeing lawyers.
3 other lawyers.
Really?
What I found out is that 3 other lawyers who saw that. 3 other lawyers, independent to me, nothing to do with me, saw what he done. And whilst my wife issued a complaint, my lawyer did, but then 3 other lawyers, I believe, issued a complaint. But this is a law firm that have already been banned from claiming legal aid because of their fraudulent claims. They've already been banned.
So on the eve of a disciplinary ruling or whatever, they just...
Well, basically, what would happen today if they didn't do that? Then we'd have showed the judge, the man you just saw, threatened to murder my children. We'd have showed Mohammed Akanji, who was in court today, sitting with him saying, go and live stream his family's address. Yeah. Knowing that I'm not in the country, we'd have showed all of that today. And they didn't want that shown today, so what they've done instead is they've closed down their company, shut down their company. The lawyer's never going to be a lawyer again. And then they're shifting all their staff to Burlington's. So it doesn't change the matter for me. Is it that law firm, if they're rebranding and rechanging their name, it's the same law firm. Yeah. It's the same risk. They're the same frauds. It's the same risk to it. How can I, when you've just seen that man threaten to murder my children, yeah, how can I give a law firm that work with that man and give details to that man? How can I give them 3 children's addresses and names when the children, you've seen the video of the one of the witnesses who made a video to plead with a judge saying, I want to tell the truth, but I'm scared. Yeah. And she's scared for good reason.
Yeah. You mentioned this name, Mohammed Akanji, and I had not heard that name until literally today. He was sitting next to me in court, and I just said hello to him, and then I Googled him. He is the lawyer, the go-to lawyer for terrorists. For anyone who goes over to fight with ISIS, he's their lawyer.
Shamina Begum, he's one who wants to bring her back. And this has basically been a game for him to try and destroy me.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I don't quite understand why he's involved with a defamation case. It's got nothing to do with it other than it's Islamic lawfare.
And he doesn't even work for the law firm that sued me. Yeah. He's a consultant. Yeah. So him sitting there on camera, he has been chosen, I believe, and this has all been planned in order to go for him. And they've started more cases as well. This is one case. They've started more. I've got more of these cases. And all this is for, and it is quite successful on their part, because all I'm doing is preparing for court cases. I'm travelling up and down the country meeting lawyers all the time. I said, I'm in court today, I'm in court next week, I'm in court in 2 weeks. I'm continuing in court. We're going to get another court date for today. They're going to give another court date, not for the trial. We're going to have more of these dates where each time we go to court it costs you 50 grand.
That's unbelievable. There were 7 lawyers in court today. It was 45 minutes here. 7 lawyers, and you already said what it costs in pounds. 50,000 plus pounds. That's about 75,000 Canadian dollars.
They put in, so just to see the frauds they are. He put in here for 2 hours worth of phone calls. Yeah, he charges £450 an hour. 2 hours worth of phone calls with my lawyers. My solicitor said we spoke to him for 18 minutes. I've got it logged. He's put in a £900 bill. We spoke to him for 18 minutes. He's charging £450 an hour. Yeah.
And the reason why that's important is because he's going to try and tag you with these costs.
I have to put, so at the end of it, I'll get a bill for £450,000. And then that will bankrupt me. Bill bankrupt me anyway. And they know that, so that's where they're heading with this.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question about another case. I showed this the other day, but let me show a clip of you at Center Park, which is like a family-friendly resort, bike paths, kids, pools, fun stuff. Here's a quick clip of that video.
So why wasn't your first point of call? A young girl has told you that she's been sexually assaulted.
With all due respect, I'm not going to have this argument.
So why haven't you nicked him?
That's fine.
So why haven't you nicked him? So why haven't you nicked him?
Because we still need to speak to your daughter.
You've already spoken to my daughter. My daughter's given you, but you've already spoken to her. She told you what happened. So why haven't you nicked him? So you're allowing him to delete his phone?
I'm not allowing him to delete his phone. Just go.
Come on, listen, I just want to reiterate to you, it is being investigated.
No, you haven't nicked him. No, you're nicking me. You're nicking me.
It is being taken seriously.
It's not taken seriously. You're nicking me. Why are you nicked him then? Why are you nicked him then? Has he still got his phone? 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 Has he still got his phone?
He's got no shoes.
I've got nothing. You've got my clothes. My kids are up there. So a man comes in, sexually starts my daughter, you come and nick me. And you haven't even nicked him. He's got his phone.
You've assaulted someone.
He's assaulted my daughter. She's 8 years old.
So your 8-year-old daughter had her bum groped by one of 3 middle-aged Muslim men.
So there was 3 men is what I saw with him. 2 of them were white, 1 Asian.
Got it.
1 Asian. Not sure, not actually aware. Didn't get a chance enough. But 1 Asian, and it's the Asian man that groped her bum. And so she's standing here, facing this way. He's gone past there, then grabbed her bum, and admitted it straight away. Admitted it. I grabbed her bum by accident. Yeah. The police. He's confirmed to the police. He grabbed her flesh. He's confirmed to the police. Under their own laws, when a girl makes an accusation like that, he has to be arrested and cautioned and interviewed and phone seized to see if they've been videoing children all weekend. Right. The police officer didn't think it was relevant that he's a middle-aged man with other middle-aged men with no children. And I say in the kids' swimming pool, yeah, the whole of Centre Parks is a kids' place. Yeah, it's for kids, and you have your swimming pool, and then you have flutes and slides, and yeah. Oh man, I still cannot. And even now, so 9 days ago this is. And just 2 days ago, the police officer's ringing up my wife now, saying we need to speak to your daughter's friends that she was with. My daughter's friends were with her on the day. They were ready to be spoken to. All of us waited 3 hours. All of us sat together. We didn't let the kids go because we thought they're going to need to speak to the police. Yeah. They didn't talk to anyone. Or they were too busy getting interviews by 3